think Don Shields just got an email or something. His computer binging everywhere instead of the music.
Mine did. Had to switch internet providers there. That pitch swung on a miss, 3-2. Got to have multiple internets nowadays. Never know what you're going to need to connect to. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch is in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Mr. Randall.
Number 37, Colin Miller from Valley High School.
Randall deals, steps off the rubber, and do it all over again.
Miller is one of those kids who will not be playing, in the future, so he's going to soak this all in and enjoy it.
He's going to be doing some...
Joining the Navy soon.
Yeah, he's going to be doing some basic training here real soon, so he's definitely going to be soaking everything in. Nothing better than basic training in the summertime.
Right.
And it's not like some cool locale.
He won't be going somewhere.
Yeah,
like
he's not going
Minnesota
to northern
or
Washington or something.
He'll be going to somewhere in the south where it'll be sticky and hot.
Right.
We thank him for his upcoming service.
Absolutely do. Great start. Always like to see kids joining the military. Pitches a ball, 1-0. Gets them a good start in life, and then they can go to college later on and don't quite have the debt some other ones do.
Of course, folks up in Valley are sad to see the final Miller brother go. The youngest of 6.
There'll be another generation shortly.
No doubt of that.
Pitch is a strike, 1-1.
One thing he can do is hold over a state title over the heads of some of his brothers who did not.
Nice play there, back and forth. Between Randall and Finn. 2-1, 2 outs. Off speed, up 3-1.
Looks like the South is kind of rotating through the coaches, too. Another new face in the third base box.
Pitch is going to be flared into right field, and it's just going to be fair for a base hit.
After hitting so many that were just foul, the South finally gets one to go their way. Not that they need it. They're ahead 11-0.
Right, yeah. Dakota Chipman fell right in front of him. He was kind of caught in no man's land.
Yeah, it's a tough play.
His goal there was, please go foul. That was the best defense you could play.
To land a foot further out.
Gage Cody steps back in, leadoff hitter from Monmouth Academy.
Back to the top of the order.
And he's going to line that right to Phillips at first base. Nice play, and that'll be a
Johnny on the spot right there.
Nice one.
You're a base runner. It's the worst feeling in the world because there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Nothing. There's not a thing.
You're done no matter what.
After 6.5.
You tip your cap.
11-0.
That's it.
11-0 South leads after 6.5 innings. You're watching the Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star Games, presented by the Edge Academy. Replays of these games can be found online at mbr.org. Into the game to pitch now will be Troy Reynolds for the South.
Was it Reynolds who pitched for Searsport in the regional final?
Yes.
Yes. Out-dueled lawyers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you don't hear very often.
No. Well, I know he had a no-hitter until the 5th, I believe, that game.
Got to call a perfect game and a no-hitter this year as part of the travels. And actually back-to-back weeks, actually.
Nice.
There was a lot of that this year.
It's been a while since I covered a no-hitter. My first year here in Central Maine, I covered 2, and it was the same pitcher, Josh Dubé from Waterville, each time.
Oh, I'm actually friends with Josh. I will never hear the end of that if he ever hears this.
That was a very good Waterville team. Lost a Class A title to a very good Deering team, but they went undefeated until then. And Josh Dubé was a big reason for that. Very good pitcher for the Panthers that year.
You wait till I tell him he was mentioned on this broadcast. He'll be looking for this replay for weeks and sending it to friends.
What's he up to these days?
He's working down in Florida, actually. He's a financial advisor down there, recruiter down there.
Okay. He was the 2001 Morning Sentinel Baseball Player of the Year.
No kidding. He never mentioned that. He didn't Al
I would
Bundy
put that on my
you know?
resume if it was him.
You know, a lot of guys will do that. You know, they'll tell you about the
Big
time
time
they
you.
scored
Yeah.
4 touchdowns against Polk High. He never did that. That was good. Really good.
Now batting number 9, Ryan Jurgowitz from Skank High School.
Jurgowicz steps in against Reynolds. Jurgowicz, tremendous pitcher, over 300 strikeouts in his career. Swings and misses at that one, 0-1. That pitch is going to be flared away. Foul, 0-2 now.
Jurgowicz pitched today?
I don't believe he
I
has.
don't think he has either.
Off speed, up 1-2. I do not believe Reynolds is going to have to throw 161 pitches today.
No.
I don't think that's going to need to happen.
He's just lucky his elbow didn't snap.
Yeah.
Some kids, though, I mean, if there's been a lot of talk of going to a pitch count rule rather than innings rule, and you know, it might not work for everybody. Each coach should know their kid and know what they can handle. And
That's pretty much how it works. He gets a strikeout there on the outside corner. And now Dennis Farnham steps
of course,
in.
you don't want to throw that many pitches often because then your arm will fall off.
No, you don't.
And once in a while, you might have that in you.
Off
You
speed
remember
inside.
Louis Tiant throwing hundreds of pitches for the Red Sox in the 1975 playoffs and World Series.
Days have changed.
Right.
And you'll have some tell you they don't throw enough, and you'll have some say they throw too much.
Yeah, you hear Nolan Ryan talk about when he used to throw hundreds of pitches and never had arm trouble. So a lot of it's just dumb luck.
It really is. Off speed, misses. Just misses. That was a nasty pitch. Reynolds kicks and fires. Low. 3-0.
That said, about 10 years ago, I remember Steve Savitsky for Winslow threw 140 pitches in the state game for the Black Raiders, and then 2 days later was asked to pitch an inning in the the Maine, New Hampshire All-Star game. Got 2 quick outs, and then you could just see him get fatigued and struggle to get out of the inning.
Farnham walks on 4 pitches. I don't think that happened to Reynolds very many times this year. Jarrett Priest steps in. Throw over to first, gets away, and Farnham is going to head over to second base.
I believe that's the South's first error.
That will be. 11 runs, 16 hits, a 1 error now for the South. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the North. They trail 11-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch. Swung on a missed. Priest, a jack of all trades, does everything that they need him to do, throws a curveball in the fastball, steals a lot of bases in the field. Had 8 strikeouts and 5 2/3 on the mound, and then had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases and a 10-5 win over Woodland earlier this year. If there was daily fantasy for high school sports, you would definitely have wanted to play Jarrett Priest that day.
I hope that is something that never exists.
I couldn't agree with you more. Priest bashes that one into right field for a base hit, and runners on the corners now with 1 out for the North. They're looking to get on the board here at the bottom of the 7th. And Will Entwistle with a chance to get a runner home. He's rocking the high socks as well.
The classic looks never go out of style.
They really don't. And the old fake to third, fake to first play. That's the first time I've seen that this year. Pitch to Entwistle is going to be grounded in to first. And run is going to score. That was a really good play there by number 37, Colin Miller, to beat Entwistle to the bag. Yeah. But run scores. It's now 11-1.
I think with a 10-run lead at this point, you're happy to take the out and give up the run.
Pitch is a strike. Finn steps in from Washington Academy. Runner on second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. 11-1. South leads the North. It's the Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star game.
Imagine Finn had one of the longest trips here today from
I would say
East
so.
Machias.
Yeah.
He and the Holton boys.
Yeah, that was not a light jaunt.
Unless there's somebody from Fort Fairfield I'm missing.
3-0 pitch is low and inside, and another walk there. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs.
Number 34, Zach Randall from Central.
And that'll bring Randall back up to the plate from Central. Middle infielder, pitcher. Pitch is high. 1-0. That's high as well. 2-0. Reynolds looks like he's got a good rhythm, just haven't quite been able to find the strike zone. He does there, 2-1. Searsport working on quite a little dynasty, Class D baseball. Swung and a miss, 2-2.
Vikings winner of 2 in a row.
Everybody's trying to be Titletown now. Old Town wants to be Titletown now, too. Reynolds steps off the mound. Everybody will reset. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
That's a good question. What would be Maine's Titletown right now?
See, I always thought it was Dirigo, but, you know, I don't know, it hasn't been anything recent. Randall grounds it over to short, fires over to first. Nice play over there. That was yet another good play by Colin Miller at first.
Good scoop.
It's a really good scoop.
After 7,
Nothing better than a good defensive first baseman. Moore made a nice play to get it over there in time to get the out. End of 7. The South leads the North 11-1. It's the Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star Game, presented by the Edge Academy. And video presented by Ortho Associates. Orthopedic Associates. Find them online at orthoassociates.com. Full replay of this game up after the game at mbr.org. Winkin Award will be announced in between games. And we'll have the Classes A and B All-Star Game for you later on today. To the mound now for the North is going to be number 30, Cam Varney from Washington Academy. Behind the plate will be Dakota Chipman from George Stevens.
It's nice that a few years ago they divided this up into A and B and C and D to get a couple more players invited and get them a chance to get one more game.
Always good to get more kids more recognition, especially those who deserve it. Everybody's quick to jump and say things when somebody isn't recognized or, oh, that kid got left off. And it's tough at this level because there are kids that get left off for kids that were on and they were on for good reason, but the kids that get left off,
Yeah, my question always, particularly like when you get to the fit scenes, of all right, who are you taking off?
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough one.
Because, unfortunately, a lot of good players, don't get nominated for awards, and it's certainly not the fault of the kids who did.
Exactly. Varney on the mound for Washington Academy. He played goalie on the Washington Academy soccer team. He's got to be tough. He also had a double and a single in Washington Academy's prelim win over Penquist on June 10th. Cody Lawyerson steps in to the dish, batting left-handed.
Saw Lawyerson had a line drive home run earlier this season at Richmond, so he does have some pop.
Saw a shot yesterday. I want to say it was McKinney from Hamden. Bombed one out into left center field. Might have gone over the scoreboard, but it was just to the left of the score, but it went deep. That was one of the longest shots I'd seen hit at St. Joe's in forever.
Saw Tim Locke from those great Waterville teams from a few years ago hit 2 absolute bombs at Mansfield Stadium in the state game for Waterville.
First pitch, Lawyerson in there for a strike, 0-1.
Kyle Stilfen, another great power hitter,
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
Winkin Award winner in 2008, I want to say.
Lawyerson grounds it past the mound Fielded at second by Finn, over to first, and there's one away.
A little different now than the last few years when they've gone to the BB Corp bats. The ball doesn't bounce off like it used to. It's tempered the power quite a bit.
Brady Anderson steps in for Sacramento Valley, another Lincoln Award finalist. Or one of the players to watch at the beginning of the year as well. He was on a lot of watch lists. Pitch is fouled away. Through 7, it's 11-1. South over the North, Class C and D. All-star game. That pitch is outside 1-1. Don't see that very often. Losing a hat. Cam Varney lost his hat. It's a lot of hair to hold in under that hat. So if it gets a little windy, that thing's going to fly right off.
Rocking the flow.
Off-speed pitch high, 2-0. Yeah, oh yeah. He's got that Eduardo Nunez thing going on. Anytime Eduardo Nunez runs the bases, he loses the helmet.
Right. Jaromir Jagr, 1992.
Similar thing. Similar hair. Fouled away. Count evens at 2-2. One out here in the top of the 8th. 2-2 pitch to Anderson is going to be hit into left field and caught. Grant Doan out there.
Good jump by the left fielder.
Yeah, Grant Doan from Penobscot Valley really did a good job of reading where that one was going. And now Sinclair, who is a Lincoln Award finalist, steps in from Halldale High School. Headed to the College of the Holy Cross down in Worcester. Pitch is low, 1-0.
Another good multi-sport athlete.
1-0 pitch is fouled away, 1-1. It's impossible to drive through Worcester now without saying $1.25. So it's just
it really
not.
is, isn't it?
I just do it every time. It's just I've never even gone through a toll booth in Worcester, which is really.
No, there's one a little south there.
1-1 pitch is lined right up the middle, and that crusaded in for a base hit. Sinclair is on with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
It's been almost 3 years since I've even gone through Worcester.
Kyle Moore steps in. Moore had a single in the second inning. He's played good defense in the field as well. Throw it to first. And Sinclair is safe. Varney on the hill. Pitches outside. 1-0. Nice play there by Chipman to ensure that one didn't get back to the backstop.
We have some more fans filing in now. Quite a few on the hill over here to our right down the first baseline.
Pitch is low, 2-0. It's quite a setup over here. Kind of reminds you over there. I mean, you get the bleachers over here, but over there kind of reminds you of Chevrolet a little bit with everybody lining up on the hill.
Sure.
Much less windy, though.
Yeah, one of the best views in high school sports in Maine and at Chevrolet with the view of the back bay, back cove.
Absolutely gorgeous. 2-1 after that foul away there by Moore. Two outs top of the 8, 11-1. South leads over the North. Varney deals, and that'll go right to second. Caught by Finn. And he'll take that to second unassisted and end the inning. We are through 7.5 innings of play. The South leads the North 11-1. It's the Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star Game, presented by the Edge Academy. Video stream brought to you by Orthopedic Associates. Of course, you can find the video replay of this game after the game in full at mbr.org. Also subscribe to the MBR YouTube channel. Look for MBR Sports with you all season long on baseball, football, basketball. If you'd like us to broadcast your game, visit mbr.org for more details. That includes stuff over the summer as well. So if you have a big Babe Ruth game that you want done, Legion game, maybe even a heavy Little League game, whatever it might be, let us know. We'll get on the air for you. New pitcher for the South.
Caleb Clark from Gould Academy, it looks like.
Yep. Rocking the yellow socks. Had a RBI triple in the 5th. Championship skier for Gould Academy. Of course, Gould plays in the MAIDAD League.
The Mason.
They won the 2015 championship, actually. Clark has very good control on the mound. Pitch is going to be lined right up the middle. That wheel in the sky kept on turning right into center field for a base hit. Varney wasn't messing around.
No, first pitch swinging.
Took Clark's hit right up the middle.
No waiting around. Swung at that like he has someplace to be.
He might have. Maybe he's got dinner reservations. That could be it.
Well, you're here in the Elm City. Might as well take advantage.
There's places to go.
See the local sights.
First batter who got the hit was Cam Varney.
Throw over to first, and Varney makes it back.
Go take a picture on the 2-cent bridge or something. I don't know.
Varney banged himself up, getting into first base there. He's taking a second to regain things. Grant Poulin from Central High School up the dish. He's K'd twice. Varney goes, bunt, nice one down the first base line. Fielded there
Probably
by
a little
Miller.
harder than he wanted to hit it, but he got the job done and moved the runner over.
Number 35.
He didn't pop it up,
Right.
and he didn't foul it off, so
Yeah, he got it in play.
exactly what you're looking
he got
for.
the sacrifice.
Grant Doan from Penobscot Valley steps in, batting left-handed. Clark's got quite the delivery. Kind of drops down a little bit. It's going to be very imposing for a right-handed batter to have the big, lanky righty.
Gangly guy on the mound like that.
Give you that Mike Smithson sort of look there at times. Swung on and missed. 1-1.
Kind of coming from behind his ear.
Yeah.
Must be tough to pick up the baseball.
One pitch. In there for a strike. Throw down to third, and Varney will get in there safely. He picked the perfect pitch to run on. He picked a curveball, and I think that's exactly what got him into third base. It was a bang-bang play.
Yeah. Both teams really being aggressive on the bases today.
And they're being smart aggressive, not silly aggressive. That pitch is in there for a strike, and there's two
running
away.
for the sake of running. They're they're making things happen.
Saw a lot of tough base running errors this year. Saw a lot of it at the major league level this year as well. Just silliness, and you just seen it on. And it's not even just one particular team. Seeing it everywhere. So fundamentals key, no matter what level you play at. Phillips steps in from Holton. He's going to cue ball that right to third. And a nice play there. I'll give you the number in just a second as soon as he turns. Come on. There we go. That was a number 24, Chase Malloy playing third base. Took a knee for that one, and they're out of the inning. 11-1. South leads the North. It's the Class C and D, North versus South Senior All-Star game here at Colby College. Winkin Award be given away in between games. Of course, A and B coming up tonight, 6:30. We'll stream that one right here on NBR.org as well.
Starting to see pitchers for the A and B warming up down in the bullpens down the third baseline too, getting ready for their game in just over an hour.
Dakota Chipman is going to take the hill for the North.
Lars Jonasson, the head coach at Erskine Academy, and one of the members of the Maine Baseball Coach Association who's running this show tonight, told me he expects the Winkin Award presentation to go around 6:15, 6:20. Also, one of the nicest gentlemen you will meet in Maine high school sports, Lars Jonasson.
I've literally met him once for the first time today, and I would agree with that assumption. That is that's an easy one to make. Be the top of the ninth here.
He has coached so many sports over the years. I mean, even ways back in the early 2000s, he coached field hockey for a year or two at Erskine when they couldn't find a coach. He didn't know much about the game, but he knew kids and he knew how to coach, and he learned the game and did well.
Dakota Chipman on the mound, and number 27, Dakota Reinhardt. I don't know if that means it's. Is that the first? I'm not sure if that's the first ever. Yeah, that's the first ever Dakota's battery I've ever seen. Actually, if only one was named North and South, that would be. That would be. They're really good. You can even have a Mount Rushmore. There's all sorts of silliness you could have there. 2 runs in the second inning, 4 runs in the third inning, 4 runs in the fifth inning, and 1 run in the seventh has given the South their 11 runs. They've got 11 runs, 17 hits, and 1 error in this one through 8. 1 run for the North, 5 hits, 1 error. Alex Foy due up for the South. It'll be Foy and Clark who will be on deck.
Leading off, number 28, Alex Foy from Trape Academy.
Alex Foy played shortstop today. It's Trape Academy. Trape Academy represented today by Mr. Foy and Mr. Pelkey.
Came all the way up from Kittery today for this.
That's another haul.
Yeah, from the other direction.
Yeah.
Any farther, they'd be playing in New Hampshire.
That's right.
And they would have played last week against Vermont.
Yes.
New Hampshire in 2 All-Star game weekends. They'll have some guys come over and play against Maine on Sunday.
Right.
Actually, Maine guys will go over there. Correct myself.
In Holman, New Hampshire on Saturday. First pitch is a strike. That'll be grounded right back to the pitcher, Chipman, and he gets it over to first. That's Will Entwistle over at first base right now, and there's 1 away.
Number 32, Caleb
Maine versus New Hampshire Senior All-Star Game Sunday, June 26th. That'll be at Holman Stadium in Nashua, at 67 Amherst Street in Nashua. Noon start time for that one. That's going to be a 9-inning game. Again, noon start time on Sunday. Stay tuned for that one right here on NBR.org. Pitch is up to Clark. 1-0. Clark pitches and bats right-handed. Pitches outside 2-0. Hit an RBI triple in the third, and it was like the quickest triple you've ever seen. I think he took like 10 steps.
Big strides out of this kid.
That'll be fouled away at the plate, 2-1. Two 1 pitch is going to be grounded over to second.
He might beat that out. No.
Whew.
Close play.
He made it a lot closer than it was. Those legs certainly helped, that's for sure. Nice play over there by Pat Finn at second. He got it over to Entwistle, and there's 2 away here in the 9th inning. That'll bring up number 8, Dalton Terrian from Oak Hill High School. Off speed, almost hits him. Just ducks out of the way. Pitch to Terrian goes off the umpire. He'll take a second and regain things. Terrian's always said, even though he's a 3-sport athlete, baseball's always been his #1 sport. He actually batted .489 as a junior and led the team in triples. He played the entire season with a partially torn hamstring. He was also first team All-Mountain Valley Conference in 2015. How about that? Played the whole season with a partially torn hamstring, about .489.
He's a gamer.
Fouled away. 1-2. Does he have college plans yet? Has anybody? Is he? What's?
I'm not sure. I imagine he's going to be doing something in college. I'm just not sure what or where.
1-2 pitch, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Off speed, up 2-2.
I imagine someplace would find a spot for him on a baseball team.
You would think so. Three and two. He said he liked baseball because it's relaxing, which I can imagine. If you're playing football, it'd be a little bit more relaxing than football.
Especially a quarterback who's got to be in the middle of everything.
It's
not a relaxing moment in a game when you're calling the plays.
3-2 pitch, and he draws a walk.
Number 31.
Actually, Dalton is. I just got the text from Steve Flynn, my normal color guy. He's going to Endicott for baseball.
Oh, very good baseball program in Endicott.
Yes.
One of the New England Division III powers.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. Little Flingenuity there on your broadcast. Terry it over at first, slides back. No, Terry's going in. Yeah. Maynard at the dish. Terrian goes, and he's going to slide in there. Reinhardt had to reach out to get it and had to throw off balance, and Terrian slid right in there. Runner on second now, and top of the ninth. 11-1, South leads. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1. Roderick Maynard had an RBI single in this one. Also had a stolen base. Speaking of stolen bases, there's Tyrion again. He gets down to third. Dalton played for Coach Matthew Bray at Oak Hill this year. 11-1. South leads Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star game. Pitch foul back. Good pace from Chipman. He's not rushing it, but at the same time, he's not being the human rain delay out there. Call that the dice K, I guess you could call that.
The Buckholz to be
the buck, or you could call that the Buckholz now. That's true. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch.
Very good pace to this
high
game
and outside
by
3-2.
every pitcher, it seems.
Seems like the successful pitchers don't waste a lot of time. They're not doing a lot of silly movements. They're just going up. They're getting set, and they're ready to go.
And in this case, you're going to have kids who know how to pitch. They're confident, and they trust their stuff.
And that pitch is high. Chipman walks him. Now runners on the corners here with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. That will bring to the dish Chandler Harris from Monmouth Academy.
Monmouth well represented here today, and deservedly so with the
Very much
successful
so.
season they had.
And
as far as they wanted, but
down to second is Maynard without a throw. Yeah, Soundcree Valley nipped him. That was quite a game. And that is going to be flared into right field, and that is going to be a base hit. Terrian scores, as does Mr. Maynard, and it is now 13-1. South with the lead. 2 RBIs there for Mr. Maynard. That'll bring up Chase Malloy from Madison.
Chase Malloy from Madison High School.
Still 2 outs here on the top of the ninth. 13-1, South leads. Pitch swung on and missed. 0-1, couldn't lay off of that high one. Oh, 1 pitch is low, 1-1. Haven't been a ton of hard hit balls off of Chipman, but they've all been hit in the right spots. He steps off the mound, and everybody will reset. Runner on second is Chandler Harris. Pitch is on the outside corner, 1-2. Reinhardt did a good job there of getting that one before it tailed off.
Yeah. It's proof that it's not where you catch it, it's where it crosses the plate. Because from where he caught it, that wasn't a strike, but it obviously caught the corner.
And almost hits Malloy, but he gets out of the way. Shipman looks in, sets, fires. That'll be grounded over to third. Throw across the diamond.
Good strong throw.
Just in time. Nice play over at third base by Jarrett Priest. Cannon for an arm over there. That could have been a tough play. 2 more runs for the South. They now lead 13-1. Headed to the bottom of the ninth here in the Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star Game. Presented by the Edge Academy. Video stream brought to you by Orthopedic Associates. Find more from them online at orthoassociates.com.
We'll see the lefty Nick Sanborn on the mound now for the South to close out the game.
Darren Wood from Wiscasset continues to catch. Cody Lawyerson moves to first base. Lawyerson's a good player to have on the field because even if you can't see his number, you know it's Cody Lawyerson.
Yeah.
You know.
The tall kid.
Right.
In the gray cap.
Right. Gonna have to get the A and B rosters before they're all out. Somebody's handed them out, so you got to grab them.
Yes.
These are a nice. The A and B rosters are in a nice neon green.
So
those will be easy to see.
easy to find in the dark.
I want to congratulate everybody who's been able to make an appearance today and play in this game and was selected for this game. There are a lot of baseball players in this state that would like to be where you are right now.
Leading off number 18, Thomas
Go to
Spencer
edgesportsmaine.com for more information about the Edge Academy baseball program. Gage Cody. No, that is not Gage Cody. Excuse me. That is Thomas Spencer from Penobscot Valley. 13-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Swung on a miss.
Nice pitch from Sanborn.
Pitches outside. 2-1. Swung on a miss. 2-2. Pitch fell back. Count stays at 2-2. Sanborn delivers, swung on a miss, strike 3, and there's 1 away.
A lot of strikeouts for South pitchers today.
Seemed to put everything where they wanted to today.
Very well pitched game.
Number 19, Dakota Batchelor from Penobscot Valley.
Dakota Batchelder from Penobscot Valley steps in. He'll try to get some success against Sanborn here. Pitches high, 1-0. Winkin Award, we give it away in between games. Pitches a strike, 1-1. Batchelder waits for the pitch, 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Pitch is low. 3-1. 3-1 pitch. It's going to be wrapped. That's a short. Foy fires it across the diamond and
Nice
gets him.
play.
What a play by Alex Foy from Trape Academy, and there's 2 away.
That might be the defensive play of the day.
Nice stretch there, too, by Lawyerson.
Number 16, Dakota Chipman from George
He
Stevens
robbed a
Academy.
short base hit away from Dakota Batchel
Just
there.
a good play all around.
Brings up Dakota Chipman from George Stevens Academy. 3 Dakotas in a row here for the North. Dakota Reinhardt is on deck. If this can be kept alive, that pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Nice curveball in the outside corner. A 1 pitch behind him. I don't know how that didn't hit him.
A Gumby to get out of the way of that.
Very, very nimble. It's matrixy. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth, 13-1. The South leads the North here in the Class C and D, North versus South Senior All-Star game. Pitches on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. That pitch inside was just setting that one up on the outside corner,
course.
you know.
Yeah. Now he'll bust him in again.
Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch by Sanborn is going to be grounded over to third. Sinclair across the diamond. Lawyerson fields it at first. And that will wrap that up. Final score, 13-1. The South wins. 13 runs, 17 hits, 1 error for the South. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the North. Again, your final score here in the Class C and D North versus South Senior All-Star game. The South beats the North 13-1. Congratulations to everybody who was selected for today's game. And congratulations to everyone who played in today's game. And best of luck in your future endeavors, gentlemen. I know you'll do everyone proud. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Come back for the Winkin Award ceremony. And we'll come back for the Class A and B North versus South All-Star game right here on